Hello and welcome to my review of Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, starring Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, and Jared Harris. To put it very simply, Sherlock Holmes 2 premise centers once again on the titular detective played by Robert Downey Jr. and his sidekick Watson played by Jude Law as they go up against Holmes's intellectual equal, if not his superior, the brilliant crime lord Professor James Moriarty, as he attempts to start a world war using weapons created by a group of anarchists. Now, I absolutely love the first Sherlock Holmes movie. I think it's absolutely amazing. The filmmaking in it's incredible, and I think it's just a perfect example of how to bring a character like this back into the public eye. So naturally, I was a little worried that this sequel wouldn't live up, especially after the tepid reviews the thing is getting. But I gotta say, I actually was really impressed by this film. I enjoyed this movie a lot. In fact, I'd say it's about as good or better than the original. The cast is back and in excellent form. Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law both give the same great performances they gave in the original. That same great dry camaraderie is back. But this time, what Guy Ritchie actually did is he made them seem more like friends instead of two people who just had to work together and have like this back and forth. You actually see this time a little more of why Watson loves Holmes as opposed to just why Holmes loves Watson. And they actually, by the end of the movie, seem like real, true friends as opposed to in the first movie, where you never really had a full grasp on why they were friends in the first place. And all the newcomers are great too. Jared Harris brings a great sense of subtle menace to Moriarty, and Noomi Rapace from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is very fun as this gypsy woman who helps Holmes and Watson. Guy Ritchie is back behind the director's chair and brings his great sense of style back too. The film is well paced and well told, and the action scenes are beautifully shot, especially a chase through the forest toward the end of the movie, which use of slow motion will make your jaw drop. Even with all this great action, the movie never loses its sense of mystery, story, or characters. The sense of adventure in this thing is absolutely palpable. The mystery in this movie is far less straightforward than in the first, and you really have to pay attention to what's going on to fully understand it. But it's great. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, and you really want to know what's going to happen. And that's what a Sherlock Holmes movie should be. It shouldn't be just a straightforward action film. It should be about spending time with these characters and having them solve their mystery in their own unique way. And I feel like this film does it better than the first film in some regards. I feel like this series is going to become what the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise should have been. That fantastic action-adventure franchise that keeps its sense of style and fluidity throughout its entire series and really goes on to be a great series of films. I wouldn't mind seeing 2 or 3 more of these, absolutely. I love these movies, and I love Robert Downey Jr. playing this role. I have one tiny little issue with the movie, and that is it gets a little silly in parts, especially with Sherlock Holmes' goofy costumes that are straight out of a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. And sometimes with some of the jokes, the movie it gets a little silly. And I feel like if they'd gone just a little darker for more of the movie, it would have been even better. But beyond that, this movie works perfectly. Overall, Sherlock Holmes is everything a sequel should be. It ups the ante in every department, whether it's action, character development, or the story, and it gives you an experience that's wholly satisfying with these characters. I absolutely love this movie, and I can't wait for the third one. I give this movie 3.5 stars out of 4. It was everything I wanted it to be. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I'm Movie Kid Mike, making sure your time is worth your money.